Well, taking a break to do some vlogging. It is Tuesday, December 19th, I believe. I just going through a time right now. I haven't felt this anxious or stressed or just frustrated or feeling like I don't fit for a little while. And I definitely feel that way right now. I'm a little behind my schedule for today. It's I don't know, the work transition um, isn't that stressful on a daily basis, but I fear that the support that I'm giving isn't going to be needed as much as they thought, and therefore my contract will change. That is a fear that I have. Again, it's a fairly new job. It's a new position. Um, the person that I'm supporting is new to the organization. I am new as an employee to the organization. There's a lot of things that make this position very unique within that organization. Location being a part of that, commuting being a part of that, the type of support being given to an individual with complex needs being a part of that. So I'm sure, it'll take a few weeks, especially after the holidays, to get things kind of sorted and figure out a routine and really feel more secure in that position. But that is something that I am definitely feeling. Um, Also, I have been, for the past few hours, writing an email. A previous employer of mine was incredibly, not an employer. There was a previous organization that I was employed by that was that had a specific location within their organization that I was working at that was an incredibly toxic work environment, a horrible workplace, and was very detrimental to my mental health. Now, their turnover at that specific location is a massive indicator that this issue did not it wasn't just a thing with me, but many people who worked there, as there have been now five people in the position that I was in the last 12 months. I was the third person in that position uh, within, I guess, 4 months. I was the third person in that position, and there have been two people since then. So, someone had reached out to me, actually, the person who replaced me reached out and asked if I would be willing to provide some information as to why I had left the organization. Um, I had already provided a lot of information to someone that was in a position of more authority. I don't know what they did with that information, no idea, but I'm being asked for the information again, and so I am writing an email to the best of my recollection. However, over the course of only 2.5 months, there is an excessive amount of information that I need to provide in order to fulfill the request to my best ability. I am feeling pretty anxious and stressed out about it, even though it's not happening right now. Just recalling how horrible that time was and the many um, circumstances of conflict, and I would go as far as to say abuse, in the sense of abusing communication, trust, abusing authority, um, you know, a lot of different things that happened there is just been not something I wanted to revisit. And until I started typing, I forgot a lot. I forgot very much. See, that's why I wasn't going to use that word, because it didn't make sense. I forgot a lot of what had happened until I started typing. And now that a lot of it's coming back to me, it's just more and more and more. And I've been writing this email for hours. And I hope something is done with it. I hope that the amount of detail, I hope that there is some type of um, karmic retribution doled out to the parties that were involved. But in essence, I also believe I'm probably just wasting my time. So that's where I'm at today. Um, on another note, I will say that with art stuff, um, when I was still working for the school divisions, subbing, which doesn't mean that I'm not necessarily doing that anymore, but right now there's a temporary break because of this other contract. I was looking forward, despite the fact that financially I wouldn't be able to accommodate for it, the holidays and the time off of school because I could be very productive with art, as I've been enjoying that in my practice recently. However, I don't have that time off anymore because of the new position that I have taken on. So today's kind of my last day in the studio that I can foresee for about a week and a half or so, and I haven't done any art, and I've been here for much time. Some of that is due to just phone calls, appointments, email stuff, things that I could have done at home, but they caught up with me here. But I did want to say that this past week I had done a portrait of someone that I care about a lot. And it was really interesting because I could see how my relationship was becoming clearer to me while I was drawing and painting and rendering this likeness of this individual. And I thought there was a lot of power in that, and it was really interesting to experience in real time how the effects of trying to depict someone and their likeness, and how when you were a certain amount of emotionally involved, and I had other aides that were assisting me in my in seeking the depths of that relationship, and it was very implicit. But I mean, I chose to put on certain music that would complement love and positivity and things, and so I put myself in a position to be more focused and reflective as well, and it was really interesting how much I found out about myself and my relationship with this person. And I think that it's one of the very few times I've done that. It's one of the very few times recently in the past few years that I have had a lot of emotion in that way while painting. And I don't mean the type of emotion, I mean the extremity. No, that's not. I think it's both. I think that there was happiness, there was sadness, there was love. And frequently when I had a lot of emotional artwork that I was making, it was more rooted in pain, which manifested in anger rather than sadness. And I think there was some pain in this portrait as well, but it was definitely me working through pain and coming to terms with it, accepting it, and moving forward with this relationship to this person, and being able to work through some grieving of other relationships in the past that have influenced this relationship with this human. So I know there's a lot of vagaries there, and at some point I hope to be in a position where I feel safe in speaking about all these things, but I don't want to harp on that longer because I've done that many times before and just discussed how I can't discuss certain things or feel like I can't. So anyway, I think it was a beautiful thing, and the past year and a half, 2 years, I have felt myself grow creatively a lot, and there's been a lot of factors and a lot of things that I have learned. But this is something new that I don't think I've felt this or really come to terms and processed and locked into how a relationship has changed, how I have changed, my feelings about things. Again, this is external processing, right? And a lot of the time that I'm creating art nowadays, it's not the same. It's not so focused on one specific person or relationship. It is more just about me and a lot of factors in life, and processing the day, the week, the year, the month, whatever, but not in a focused way, because they have been just, I'm going to make art right now, whatever it is that I'm going through or feeling or whatever is going to come through, but it's not, I am focusing on this specific thing. And I wasn't thinking in that. I was just like, I'm gonna draw this right now. That's kind of what happened. And through that process, because I was open, because I put myself in certain positions to feel, to reflect, then those things happened. And I thought that was really interesting. And I feel like I've been approaching artwork much more openly lately, but a lot of it has been just about me. And that, I don't think that is a bad thing, but this was a focus on someone else and not necessarily on, for instance, there were portraits that I have done of people that I do not know personally, but I feel a relationship toward. And this is different because this is a personal relationship with that person. Anyway, I just felt really... I feel a lot of gratitude toward art and how I use it and the magic that can happen while creating.
Well, this is me wrapping up the vlog. I don't want to do the math right now. I can't focus on that, but this might be the last one for the year, or there's one, man, I think there's one left after this. And that'll wrap up 5 years of doing this shenanigans. Yep. I don't really have much to say. There's always stuff I want to say, or whatever. I could talk forever, but that's not what this is about. So, yeah, couple Christmas plans. Not traveling to Saskatoon this time. As far as we plan on going is Calgary. So, yeah, that'll be a thing. Yes. Yep. Just getting back from doing some training in Calgary today, actually, and just for job stuff. I don't know. I've had a weird day. Wrapping up the vlog. What else is there? The conversation. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet. But the only other video this week is a conversation that had to do with like, kind of just acceptance of, I don't know what to call it. I don't know what. It was going to be something about like grieving normalcy, and then that turned into something else, so I don't know. There's a conversation about acceptance of stuff.